How are you? Good to see you. How's everything?
Well, this way.
Good to see you. How's everything? You well? Hi, how are you? Thank you. It's an honor to meet you as well. So.
We're going to stop in the phone bank first.
Okay.
Hang a left.
Oh, wow.
First left, right here.
Oh, 1 second. Hey,
There we go.
this is incredible. Are we going to win this thing?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay, who in here has made the most phone calls? Really? No? I love it. Thank you guys so much for all you do. So we're going to work literally 24 hours a day for the next week.
Okay, y'all need to
meeting us
go on
and the
in and get
family.
seated.
We're going to win this thing.
Y'all need to get on in and get seated. Get back in your seat.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. They're going to need to go in and out of here, so you can't block the doorway.
Look at this. How are you guys? So are we going to win this crazy thing or what? Good to see you guys. Guys, thank you so much for having us.
Eric, we love your father, man.
I love
you guys.
He's going to make America great.
We are going to make America great again. So.
Hey guys, before we start, let's thank law enforcement over here because honestly, law enforcement in this country has been so mistreated, and we're going to put an end to that so quickly, so quickly. So thank you for what you guys do. Honestly, it means the world to us. So thank you. You know, guys, we are going to win this thing, and we're going to win this thing because we have to take back our country. It's just that simple.
Yes.
We have a country that has real problems. You're seeing it every day. You're seeing it when the WikiLeaks come out and Donna Brazil is giving Hillary Clinton questions to debates ahead of time, and when they're making fun of evangelicals, and when they're making fun of Christians, and when they're making fun of quote-unquote needy Latinos and so many other things. I mean, these people are really twisted. I mean, you're seeing it, and I do not like when people steal emails, right? I don't like it. But if there's one thing that's come out of the WikiLeaks, it's really how bad some of these people truly are within Washington, and we do need to drain the swamp, and we have to get rid of the corruption. And we have to take back our country. It's just that simple. And as a country, we have $20 trillion worth of debt. $20 trillion. It's gone up $11 trillion. $11 trillion under our current president, right? And then Hillary the other day comes out with her tax plan. She goes, you know, over the next 10 years, I would like to repay $1.6 trillion worth of debt. I go, what do you mean? Over the next decade, you want to repay $1.6 trillion worth of debt, but over the last 7 years, the debt's increased by $11 trillion. What's that going to get us, right? I mean, this is the way our politicians think. We have an educational system in this country that's ranked 30th in the world. Reading comprehension is 34th. Math skills is 37th. So you see these beautiful little kids, and they're being educated. We have an educational system that's 30th in the world. We're America. We should be number one in the world in absolutely everything we do. That's right, no more Common Core, 100%. We have 95 million people out of the workforce in this country. 95 million. All right? Median income hasn't increased in 15 years, if you can believe it. People are making less money today than they made 15 years ago, right? The problem with that is not only have people not gotten an increase in what they make in this country, and not only do you have 95 million people out of the workforce in this country, but everybody's expenses have gone through the roof. Look at Obamacare. Obamacare has become the most expensive bill possibly passed. It's a total failure, and it's costing Americans so much money. I was just in Arizona. It went up 116% in Arizona. And you remember the Obama promise, right? You were going to get to keep your doctor. You're going to be able to keep your plan. And that the average family was going to save $2,500 a year. And in fact, he went on to say, not only will you save $2,500 a year, it will be cheaper than your cell phone bill. Right? You didn't get to keep your doctor. You didn't get to keep your plan. And the average family spends $4,500 more a year now than they did before. And that's not even including places like Arizona where rates went up 116%. I mean, if a state's doing well, your premiums went up 30 or 40%. And you know what the problem is? Our politicians aren't held accountable. There's no accountability in our government. You know, if I promised that, if I was the architect of that bill, in the private sector, I'd be fired. Any of us would be fired, but there's no accountability, and it's truly, truly sad. So we have 100 million people out of the workforce in this country. Our expenses are going crazy. We're the highest tax nation by far in the world. Since Bill Clinton signed NAFTA, 70,000 factories in this country have closed. 70,000. Think about that.
Steel mill that's not there.
I'm sure none of the steel mills are there anymore because she wants to put the coal miners out of business, and she came out and she said that, and she wants to put the steel workers out of business, and she wants to put the oil and gas workers out of business, and it seems like they want to put everybody out of business, right? Guys, on November 8th, we are going to put her out of business because we're going to win this thing. We've lost 1 in 3 manufacturing jobs. So not only have we closed down 70,000 factories since 2001, since Bill Clinton signed NAFTA, we've lost 1 in 3, a third of every single manufacturing job that we have in this nation. It's so, so sad. You look at our military. We're at the lowest level of readiness in modern day history. Where are our vets in this room? I know there will be plenty. So thank you guys. Thank you for your service. Thank you. Our military is at the lowest level of readiness in modern day history. We have the lowest amount of troops. We have the lowest amount of ships. We've got the lowest amount of airplanes that we've ever had. Our strategic bomber, the B-52, was built in 1950. Meaning that's when the plane was designed. We're flying a plane that's 65 years old, and that's our strategic bomber as a nation. We need to rebuild this military. We need to build the greatest military the country has ever seen, times 10. We need to be the strongest country in the world. You know, we also have to take care of our vets. It's so important, and they've been so horribly, horribly treated. No different than law enforcement, right? They've been horribly, horribly treated. We have 22 veteran suicides every single day in this country. It's a shocking amount.
I've seen a lot of homeless.
22, and a lot of homeless. 22 veteran suicides every single day. I was just in Denver a couple of days ago, and they're building a VA there. And this, I love telling this story because it speaks to the incompetence of government. They were supposed to build a VA. The VA was supposed to cost $500 million. Right now, they're at $2.1 billion, and they're 3 years delayed. And guys, that's what I do. I build. Like when I'm not doing this, and I'm a civilian like all of you, but I don't know how you build a project that's supposed to be $500 million, and you come in at $2.1 billion, and you're 3 years.
They're thieving us, that's
Oh,
why.
of course. And the fraud and the waste and the abuse is unbelievable. All the while, we have amazing men and women who are taking their own lives because of injuries that they've sustained and the fact that they're not getting the help that they need and the help that they deserve. And we are so much better than that as a country. We are just so much better. Guys, we're going to protect our Second Amendment. Our Second Amendment is under assault. And I'm the biggest advocate of the Second Amendment in the world. We're going to start saying Christmas again. You know, these days, if you say Merry Christmas, it is coming next Tuesday. If you say Merry Christmas in this country, you get assaulted. If you say the Pledge of Allegiance, I have a great friend, right? They have a little kid just enrolled in school, first, second grade, and they got an opt-out form for the Pledge of Allegiance. Meaning, it was a form that went home with the kid. Would you like to opt your child out of saying the Pledge of Allegiance? And she sent this to me. She sent me a picture of it. She goes, I find this totally disgusting, and I wrote the school note saying I think it's disgusting. We're going to start saying the Pledge of Allegiance again as a nation. And guys, we're going to be respected as a country again. We're going to be respected as a country again. You see our president flies over to China last week, and I tell this story all the time because it really bothers me. He lands in China, and he had to come out through the service entrance of Air Force One. The Chinese didn't send him a staircase. And you know, when you look at Air Force One, Air Force One is one of the great symbols of America, of who we are as people, of the power of this nation, of America and our values and Western civil everything, right? I mean, who we are as a country.
I think the Trump plane is not a new symbol.
Oh, it will be a new symbol. Air Force Trump. And they didn't even send the Commander-in-Chief of the United States a staircase, and it's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. And they don't respect us. And they don't respect us. And we need a commander-in-chief that the world will respect again, because we're not getting the respect that we have. And I say it every single day. If my father ever landed in China, and there wasn't a staircase there, not because it's him. He'd be happy to walk down a ladder, no problem. But because of how disrespectful it is, and exactly how symbolic that is, you'd say, Captain, fuel up this plane. We're getting the hell out of here. We're going back to the United States. So guys, the nonsense is going to end. We give $150 billion to a country that hates our guts. Iran. Think about what that could have done for the amazing vets that we have in this room. I mean, think of what that could have done for the kids. Think of what that could have done for an educational system. Think of what that could have done to so many communities, or for so many communities that have been totally left behind. These inner cities that have 60% minority unemployment because we've taken all the jobs, and the jobs have left this country, and they've gone to China, and they've gone to Mexico, and they've left this nation. I mean, think of what $150 billion could do for this country. And we give it to a country, and John Kerry then admits that money will be used in the war on terror against the U.S. We are so much smarter than this. We are so much smarter than this. We have to get the career politicians out of the way. You know, Hillary Clinton's been a politician longer than I've been alive, and I'm like an old millennial. Like, I'm not like a spring chicken millennial. I'm like an old millennial. Like, I barely fit in that millennial category. I mean, who thinks that somebody who's been there for the last 35 years, who's created so many of the problems that we have as a nation, is going to be the person to fix the problems? She's not going to do it. She's not going to do it. And it's so sad when you see the amount of special interest money that we have, meaning that is put into the political system in the U.S. When you see the amount of donations that they take, that campaign takes, 70% of all donations to Hillary Clinton come from her top 20 donors. Think about that. Who do you think is going to run the government? The top 20 donors, right? I mean, it's really unbelievable. Bill Clinton the other day for his birthday, he had a birthday 2 weeks ago. Happy birthday, Bill. He gets $1 million from Qatar. Qatar goes, Mr. Ex-President, we'd like to give you $1 million. Why do you think they're giving Bill Clinton $1 million? Right? And then you look at Haiti, and everybody knows the situation down there so well, and it was so horrible. And you have brothers getting gold mines, and you have best friends getting into telecommunications companies, and the list goes on and all while we mount $20 trillion worth of debt, all while our educational system is totally broken, all while our military has been totally left behind, our vets have been totally left behind. We're the highest tax nation by far in the world. Our companies are getting strangled. Obamacare is a disaster. And Hillary and Bill are coming out of the White House, quote unquote, dead broke. And now they're worth $250 million. And guys, the nonsense is going to stop because it is killing this country. It is absolutely killing this country. So guys, we're going to make this country strong again, and we are going to, as a family, work 24 hours a day between now and Election Day, and we are going to win this thing, and we are going to win this thing so big, and we are going to restore respect to this country, and we're going to restore power to this country. We're going to have the greatest military. We're going to have the greatest educational system. We're going to get rid of our deficits so our kids don't inherit that money. And guys, we're going to make America great again, and I really appreciate everything you guys do. Let's win this thing. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, everybody stay in your position. We're going to get a group photo real quick.
And we'll make sure that Tony sends it out to all of you, okay?
Hey guys, come on. Come in here. Hey guys, turn around. Let's get a picture. What do you think?
Everybody.
Right here. You say lock her up?
Everybody turn around, look this way. Move back a little bit, everybody. Trump.
Eric, he's our only hope. He is our only hope.
Almost.
Somebody off their phone. There's a phone. Somebody's phone.
$100.